I don't cheat, because that doesn't do nothing for me. All I do is get straight A's, but it doesn't, education has to be up here.
We all have that thing inside us that tells us what's true and what isn't.
I belong to a gang, and I beat up people for money, other drug dealers for their money, and you know, that's how I just fight for survival.
Integrity, I can't even spell it.
A little cheating, lying, stealing. Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do.
And if you come from my neighborhood, let's just say no one hands you anything.
Sometimes it's just survival.
And sometimes you get caught.
But usually you get away with it.
Either way, you're faced with a decision.
It's a decision of integrity.
The question is, after you make that decision, what will it say about your integrity?
No doubt, Ernesto is a fighter.
This is one of Ernesto's many fights. He's a middleweight contender. But when you hear Ernesto's life story, you can tell he's had to make a lot of fighting decisions about integrity.
When I was about 9, 10 years old, I witnessed my father's death in front of me. My father was a police officer, and he got shot right in front of me. About a year and a half, about a year later, my brother was shot by rival gang members. So I walked in to borrow some money from my sister to go watch a Bruce Lee movie, and I saw her there laying dead, you know, with a needle on her arm. My mother was a prostitute, and she was a heroin addict. I belonged to a gang, and I beat up people for money, other drug dealers for their money, and you know, that's how I just fight for survival, just to survive.
Cheri missed school today, but plans on catching up. One way she won't catch up is by cheating.
Yes, because I don't cheat, because that doesn't do nothing for me. All I do is get straight A's, but it doesn't, education has to be up here, not on the paper.
Integrity is a word for champion, and Madeline is a champion.
She won an Olympic gold medal in track, and anyone will tell you she's an example of integrity.
So why not lie and try to take the shortcut? Because there is no shortcut. That's a false thought that a person has, thinking that they can get something for nothing. You get nothing for nothing. It equals out to zero.
Integrity is important. My opinion of cheating, lying, it's okay. I mean, if you get away, if you get away with it, it's cool.
Sometimes you feel that you have to cheat and lie. You really don't, but you know, people do it anyway, and they take the easy way out.
It depends on the situation.
Oh, I think cheating's really stupid because you don't actually learn anything, you know?
A champion does not lie. A champion does not cut shortcuts. They pay the cost to be the boss.
And you're not cheating nobody, you're just cheating yourself. If you lie, you're lying to yourself. If you cheat, you're cheating yourself, you know? So it's not gonna hurt your friend, or it's gonna hurt your parents, it's gonna hurt you.
Lying, get a life, everyone does it.
It's impossible to always tell the truth.
Unless you want to spend your life grounded.
Peter Shambrook is a singer. Today, he's playing for a high school lunch break. He also has 3 CDs out with more to come.
Peter is from Australia but lives in California now. In both places, he's learned a lot about integrity.
There are things that really affect people. There's lying that not only affects you or affects the people that you're talking to, but it affects people around you. I think it's like throwing a pebble in the water and watching the ripples spread. It not only affects the person you're telling the lie to, it affects other people.
Okay, and this is a true story. I had two friends, two close friends, and he's always had a girlfriend. Well, let's say his name is Robert and her name is Yvette. And Robert's always tell Yvette, I don't use drugs, I don't use cocaine, I don't use heroin, or I don't use marijuana, which he did. And what happened was that he went and got her pregnant, she was pregnant, and the day the baby came out deformed. And she was like, well, I took care of myself. I took my vitamins. I don't use drugs. Well, the doctors ran tests, and they kept running tests. And then the doctor got both of them in. And started talking to him and her. And the doctor goes, Yvette, we know that you don't use drugs. And he goes, well, what happened to my baby? Your mate uses the drugs. And it was, see, that's what happens to a little lie.
Cheating and lying is like a cancer. It's a cancer. You will become what you are.
I think it's good because you wouldn't pass classes if you didn't have cheating.
I don't know why should anybody lie to each other. There should be no reason.
Same answer.
There is no integrity left. It's gone. Morals have gone down. People need to remember who they are and get back to the way they should be.
Cheating and lying and stealing. Well, people who do it think it's good for themselves because they do it just to get ahead.
Stealing? I never stole anything.
Well, I did. I mean, nothing big, just stealing.
And hey, if you don't get caught.
Let's say 20 people know about it, that you stole the pair of jeans, okay? 5 of them are your core group of friends who are like, yeah, let's go hang out at the mall, we'll steal a few things here and there, and get outside and we snicker about it and think how great it was if we ripped somebody off. And the other 15 people who know about it just look at you like, you're a scumbag. I mean, why would you even steal something that wasn't yours? I don't know about you, but I'd feel pretty rotten about that.
Even if you don't get caught, you still know you did it.
That's how Keisha looks at it.
It doesn't get you anywhere. It's like you think about it, you say, okay, the only way I get this is if I steal it. Now, I'll have it, but if I get caught, then I'm suffering the consequences, nobody else. That's on me. And you have to think about that. And I mean, stealing is not something you could just say, well, here, I take it, I have it, it's mine now. But in the future, you'll look back on that and then you'll say, well, I stole this, and you will feel guilty and you won't feel good about yourself.
Some of Keisha's friends say, hey, you don't know my life.
They have to steal. You just don't understand.
How do you know I don't understand? You don't know what I've been through. But let me tell you, I came up in the ghetto too. I came up with a broken home. I came up with an alcoholic father who was a derelict on the street. I came up with a mother who only had a 4th grade education, so she had to go out and clean white folks' houses to make money for us to eat. I came up with nothing. I looked at other kids who had something and wondered why we didn't have anything, and mom's praying and singing, I'm a child of the king, and I couldn't see anything kingly about that. I recognized, though, that though I had nothing materially, that I had something deep inside of me, that if I kept going in that direction, one day I would have the material good.
Do it. It's really stupid. What's the point of cheating, lying? What's cheating, lying, or stealing?
It's all bad, but if you make the choice.
Sometimes you say a lie to cover up something, like little white lies.
Cheating, like in school, everyone does it.
It's just how it is.
When I was younger, through school, I learned that that's all I did was cheat. I learned nothing. When I went to college, my first day in college, it was like I was stunned with what I didn't know. I mean, those people my age that was there, that they were reading already from a high level, and I was reading from probably a 7th grade level. You know, my math wasn't good. You know, I mean, I didn't know my timetables. I didn't know nothing because it was the way I lived.
It's bad because if you keep cheating on people when it comes to look for a job, you won't, like when you're applying, then you won't know what they're talking about, or if you have to do a job where you're doing the groceries and you don't know how to add, or if you cheat off the test, then you won't really learn anything. You're just cheating off people, but you're not getting it to your brain.
I was a slow learner. And so kids would call me dummy and make fun of me. But I didn't cheat to get my grades. I just worked hard to be natural. I worked hard to learn how to read. It took me a little longer to accomplish what another child could. But I got it, and believe me, I'm proud of what I've done.
When I was taking my midterm, I was scared. I studied so hard, and stood up nights, studying and studying. I thought it was a fight. You were getting ready for a fight. And when I took that test and got 104%, it was like, I mean, I threw myself a party. I called everybody in the United States and said, look what happened. I worked hard and I did it, you know? And there were people, I saw people that cheating. And they cheated and you know, got a good grade and that. But I was in a high for about a week. I was so happy. I have that 104%, the midterm, hanging framed in my house.
It's a total high. You feel something inside you that goes, I'm good. What is good? It's integrity. It's something that within you that nobody can take away from you. Nobody.
It will turn around and you will reap what you sow. You cannot sow cheating, taking the shortcuts, stealing, whatever, and expect to reap a harvest of addition, abundance, peace, excitement, joy, all of that. It does not calculate out to that. It calculates out to consequences for stealing, consequences for lying.
My son, he could be a super duper nerd. A guy with bottle cap glasses, you know, you said movie Revenge of Nerds? Be a nerd, you know, and big nose, pocket holder. But a nerd that becomes somebody, a nerd that becomes a lawyer, a doctor, whatever a person may want to be, or maybe if he wants to be, I'm 100% behind him. You know, I'd rather have him be a nerd than having him be some cool guy in jail saying, well, I have to go, okay, yeah, can I speak to Mr. Cool, you know, and having him be on death row.
We all have that thing inside us that tells us what's true and what isn't. And I'm not saying borderline stuff, I'm saying there's stuff in there that you know is real within you and that you need to act on. And you need to go against maybe what everybody else is doing.
I go, well, it's the easy way to do it. If I go beat that guy up and take their money, that was the easy way to do it. But I learned now that it is wrong, you know? It takes a big person, you know, to do the right thing.
I don't care who you are. I mean, even if you're a scumbag, if I said to you that I could give you something that you could remember for the rest of your life and that you could feel good about for the rest of your life,